Good evening to our viewers. This is D&J Drives doing part 5 of exploring the parish of Christchurch Drive. Ahead of us is Christchurch Parish Church. Very illustrious building that it is. And today we take you through what is supposed to be our last of the exploring as Christchurch Foundation School grounds there, by the way. The last of our exploring the parish of Christchurch, and we're starting from the parish, the Christchurch Parish Church, because we could think of no better way to end this Christchurch series than to showcase its parish church. Though we've done a few drives covering that church already, we just wanted to set that tone. So we've done exploring St. Joseph, St. Andrew, St. Philip, St. John, and we've done Christchurch. But there were so many places of interest in Christchurch, we couldn't possibly do it in one drive, and we've ended up doing it over 5. So as we make our way up Thornbury Hill, it is 5:20 p.m. on the 15th of December 2024, and it is currently 28 degrees Celsius. It gets dark quickly at this time of year as we approach Christmas, so we need to move fairly quickly before we lose the benefit of the sun, and when that happens it compromises our camera quality. So this is a real uncomfortable turn that you have to do here from Thornbury Hill to get onto Wilcox Ridge, and we've covered Wilcox Ridge in part 2, so we don't need to repeat that stuff, but we just want to point out a few areas of interest. There's a bit of an industrial area here, so we just turn off quickly into one or two of them. Of course, Big and Bowl is Store All, the well-known storage facility that has branches in different locations. There's one somewhere out by Wildy, I think. This is a newer one. Still in the industrial area. There's a big liming spot out here. Dead Hot Brewing. People come here for drinks and stuff. In that area down there is a big liming spot that you would never imagine exists out here. Quite popular. All of these little holes that we find just from people inviting us. area, Platinum Heights, is a sort of an upscale area in Christchurch where the properties tend to be about 5 to 10,000 square feet, the lots, and the properties are well built, well designed. So again, this is a typical middle to upper income residential area, but with feeling sunlight. We can't explore too much of it, but this gives you an idea of the area. As you can see, the sun is setting rather quickly. It's 5:25 now. Platinum Heights behind us, and of course, if you're looking for property in Christchurch, that area has several lots available still. We covered a similar area in St. Philip during our exploring St. Philip Drive. And we are facing the said industrial area as we return to Wilcox Ridge. This area during one of our drives where we took you all the way to Wilcox Hill. We're back on that road. It's getting dark. This drive should be familiar to you all because we've covered it in this same Exploring the Parish Drive, somewhere between the second and the third parts. Brave pedestrians there. So we're gonna go through Parish Land via Pilgrim Road. This is Parish Land Road. And what's special about this area is that you can see the flight path. To our right you can see that pole. This is part of the flight path going all the way through to the airport. So we're in the heart of Parish Land here. Parish Land. And you can see that it is a relatively lower income residential area. You can tell from the vehicles out here that many of the residents are involved in the transportation industry. There are a lot of mechanics out here as well. Little shop there. And of course, you always have to have your pavilion and your recreational areas. You can see that one right ahead there. Parish Land recreational area. And as we approach Providence, you can see the Providence Methodist Church from another angle. We covered this church in part 4. And of course, you can make the left turn to go into other residential areas down there. But we want to, you have a general idea of this area. We want to get to 2 other places of interest before the sun leaves us. So this is a really difficult junction here because this is essentially Highway 7 or Durance Road as some people call it. We're going right across quickly. There are many accidents there. This is Southern Heights on our right, which we've covered during this Exploring Christchurch. And Durance Ridgeway on the left. So we are back on the ABC highway. The Henry Ford roundabout. A lot of traffic on the road at this time. It's Christmas time and everybody's doing their shopping and tidying up. There's a big facility on the left you can see going up there. We're not quite sure what it is. And when you make your way down from the airport, you can see it. It's supposed to be some sort of historical area or the archives or something new that the government is doing. We're not quite certain what it is all about. Making a right turn here. Off the ABC highway, the Adams section of the ABC highway. You pass It's an industrial area on the right. This area here is where the remains of a young man were found a few years ago. He was missing for some time, and he was discovered there. Unfortunately, just his remains, really skeletal, and his parents had to deal with that loss. That was one of the murders that went unsolved, unfortunately. So we're coming through here to show you two places of interest. There's Bannatyne Gardens. So if you continue on this road, you will get to St. David's Parish Church, the Anglican Church, which we've covered extensively. And we'll just make a quick dip into Bannatyne Gardens, one of the more upscale areas in Christchurch. And just to give you an idea of what it's like, we turn here. Very illustrious properties, well laid out, well kept. Bannatyne Gardens. That's one place of interest. Of course, there's much more to it, but on this occasion we can't explore too deeply, as we want to get everything concluded in this part 5, and we are in a race with the sun. So we come through this little area here, taking us along Highway 6. Some of the vehicles already have on their lights. That's not a good sign for us. This road is very bumpy, and we will exit it shortly. Some lovely houses off to the right here, which obviously the camera can't collect or pick up. And if you went all the way down this road, it takes you to that junction by the Dighton Griffith Secondary School onto the ABC highway, straight down that way. But of course we're turning right. Still traveling on what is known as Highway 6. You've heard us mention Kooyman before, which is a very large hardware store on the ABC highway. So if you took that turn and drove past the hardware store, it brings you to this corner here where we are fast approaching. So if we turn left here, we would get to Kooyman. this is the junction. So if you find Kooyman, turn off, make a left and hit this Highway 6. It takes you to the Globe Drive-In Cinema, which is right ahead of us. Now this is a very special place of interest because there are not that many drive-in cinemas in the Caribbean at this time. But this Globe has kept up with the times, and even through various weather storms, most notably Hurricane Beryl, once it gets tampered with, they still make a point of restoring. This is the screen ahead of us. They make a point of restoring it, and this Globe Drive-In is a very popular area. People use it for other shows as well. This is the entrance. Obviously we are not going in there, so we just reverse just to show you the entrance. So anybody watching this from any other Caribbean island, Barbados has one of the few drive-in cinemas in the region. This is a very special place of interest. Glad to see that they've improved the road, because it's normally a very rough drive coming in here. I believe Grenada has a similar facility. I know in Trinidad the K Donna Drive-In was decommissioned many years ago. So that's a second place of interest. Road to the Globe Drive-In, this is where we are, and we re-enter Highway 6. This is the famous Sheraton Center or Sheraton Mall. Of course, it being a Sunday, close to Christmas, it's open. So you're going to get to see some of the activity. It's normally very busy. You'll be seeing some cars in here. So the Sheraton Center is close to the Globe Drive-In. There's a bar out here. These cars coming towards us are coming through the main entrance. There's a multi-story parking facility. this vehicle here thought they could exit, even though there's a no exit sign or no entry sign there. You would have thought that that red car would wait for the blue car to turn, but clearly he's in a hurry. This is the Olympus Cinema here, a 5 cinema facility. This is Sheraton Mall here, Sheraton main entrance they call it. This is the food court through here. That's the annex. A very popular mall, very well used. Sheraton, a nice place to come and lime for the teenagers, or as they say, hang out. Is the light okay? So we've just covered Sheraton, and because of failing light, we will need to have a 6th part, unfortunately, because there's still a lot more ground to cover. So what we do, instead of making a right turn, which is what was scripted, we're going to make a left turn to take you down to Briar Hall, and we will do a 6th video. This area is called Warner's Park. If we continued along here on the right, we would get to the ABC highway through Warner's, but we make a left Warner's Terrace. There's a big recreational facility here, the Morris King Sports Complex and Neville Cummins Pavilion, or as some people call it, Briar Hall Pavilion. It's good that so many things in Barbados are named after outstanding citizens. It encourages positive citizenry. Citizenship. And the area changes to a more modest type accommodation. Smaller lots and a mixture of wall and wood structures. So next time we will cover Navy Gardens, Elizabeth Park and Sheraton Park. But as of now, we end or prepare to end Part.5, which is relatively short compared to the others. And we will end it at Kooyman just to make the point about the globe driving. There's Kooyman ahead of us as we approach the Edwy Talma roundabout. You have to be careful when you come here to indicate early because several cars are coming from different directions. This is the road to take you down to the globe, but we're turning off into Kooyman, which appears to be closed. It was open earlier. They have a drive-through facility as well, and it's well lit, so it's a nice area to end today's drive. Unfortunately, we didn't get to finish Christchurch today, but we will do so next time. By the time you see this, it will be 2025, so Happy New Year in advance. It is now 5:51 p.m. in Barbados on the 15th of December 2024. Thanks for your support. Thanks for adding to our list of subscribers, and thanks for spreading the word about D&J drives. Until next time.